It can't always be the woman's way, and it can't always be the man's way. And when it gets to that point, y'all need to sit down and y'all need to straighten it out. Y'all have to love one another, man. Keep reading, brother.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
And when you love your wife, you show that you love yourself. I don't have a problem with a brother loving his wife. Love your wife, that's a good thing. Yes. Go ahead and read.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourished it and cherished it.
You know, you got to take care of her. You have to nourish her. You have to cherish her. You can't love nothing more than not mother, father, no. Only thing come before her is God. Yes. That's the only thing come before her. Yes. It is God. Everybody else is out the back door. That's the way it is. You have to love her. You have to cherish her. Go ahead and read.
Even as the Lord of the church, for we are members of his body, of his flesh, of his bones.
And that's good. Let's go to Colossians. Let's look at it a little further. You know, a woman going to do some things that ain't too cool. You know she going to do some stuff. It's just their nature. Lord even say that. Can't get upset every time she blow the mission. Because she's going to come in her attack mode when you come at her. Sometimes you just got to look over what she did. Okay. You did it. You all right? Colossians 3 and 18. 3 and 18. 3 and 18. Go ahead and read.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband as it is fit in the Lord.
I told you that being subjection to your husband, that is fitting to the Lord. The Lord look at that as godliness, as righteousness. Go ahead and read.
Husband, love your wives and be not bitter against them.
And husband, love your wife. Don't let her do things to make you upset all the time. Just look at it the way, take it for what it is. You know, okay, what she done now. And, you know, as time passes, you just get used to it. You just get used to it. You know when we need to talk. Whatever you done, baby, it's all right. We can get through it. Let's go a little further. Let's go to 1 Peter. Because, you know, sisters, that is just their makeup, man. And the Lord let you know here. And you got to deal with them dealing with the word. You got to deal with them with some wisdom, and you have to deal with them with some knowledge. Right. Because the Lord put you as head, right? Yes. So you are the one that have to keep the head. Right. You can't go off on no emotional trip when she go off on the emotional trip. Mm-hmm. You just got to sit there and look. Because sooner or later she's going to shut up if you don't say nothing. Ephesians, 1 Peter 3 and 7. You got to deal with it like you got some knowledge. Because somebody have to keep the clear head. Yeah. Somebody have to. And most of the time it is man. Because the woman going to get her point across. She gonna keep going until you just say, so I don't say nothing at all. Just woman talking, okay, whatever. Go on back in the back. As long as if you want to fuss and holler, go right ahead. I'm sleepy. I used to wonder why my dad used to do that when I was getting raised. Man, Dad ain't doing nothing. He just went and got back in the bed. And then as I got older, I understood. Yes. 1 Peter 3 and 7. But this is why. Go ahead and read.
Likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
Now you give honor as unto the weaker vessel because she is the weaker vessel. She always go on the majority of the time. Let me rephrase it. Most of the time, she always go on the emotional trip. You know, whereas man could look at it, okay, it happened. What we going to do about this? You know? It's a done deal now. We can't do nothing about it. Let's go on now. Go ahead and read.
And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Because, brothers, if you get caught up on that emotional trip with her, then you know what's going to happen? Your prayers going to be hindered. You understand what I'm saying? So somebody have to keep the clear head. She is the weaker vessel, and I'm expecting her to do that, a woman to do that. But, brothers, you got to keep your head on your shoulder because God has made you the head. That's just the way it is. Now, let's go back to Ephesians 5, and we're going to look at it right here. Ephesians 5 once again. You know, because you got to understand, Satan is the only one that wants to destroy a marriage. That's all he's here to do, is to seek and to destroy. That is his job. He know what his end going to be. So he's trying to bring down as many as possible with him. That is why it's so important for you to keep the Spirit of God on you. Because as long as you walk in the Spirit of God, Satan can't do nothing to you. First, Ephesians 5:31. Read that.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
And they still talking about when you get married, leave your mother and your father. Leave them. Ain't nothing wrong with calling them for a little help every now and then, but you got to get out the house. Go ahead and read.
This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church.
Go ahead.
Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself. And
see, you got to love your wife. He keep telling you the same thing, brothers. You got to love your wife as you love yourself. You are not going to do anything wrong to yourself. I don't care how bad you been. You're still not going to do nothing wrong to yourself. Right. Go ahead and read.
And the wife see that she reverence her husband.
And wives, you have to respect your husband. You have to love your husband. Respect and love your husband. And sisters, and if you're dealing with a brother that he's taking care of the business, but he don't want to serve the true and living God, hey, you still got to respect him. You got to give him his props. Because the Lord going to deal with him sooner or later. You just make sure you're doing the right thing. Right. Sisters, you got to make sure you keep doing it. Just because your husband doing wrong, going out the back door, you don't go with him. Okay. You stay in the Spirit of God by walking in his divine order. Because we're going to look at a brother here that he wasn't serving the true and living God, but his wife was. She was walking with some wisdom and with some understanding. Let's go look at King David here. We're going to look at the second king of Israel. He wasn't king yet because Saul was always chasing David. Everybody knew that David was the Lord anointed David to be king. And Saul was trying his best to kill him. But David caught him in a cave and cut while he was relieving himself and cut his robe. And Saul knew then that, hey, man, you're much better than me. The Lord going to raise you up as king. Now, this is after Samuel died. And David, he had fled from Saul. He was in Carmel. And you had this brother and a wife. And he protected them. He protected shepherds. He protected his men. He protected livestock where nothing could happen. So now David going to hear about him shearing, so David going to see him for him. 1 Samuel 25:2. Pick it up there. 1 Samuel. Oh, I messed up. Thank you. That let me know y'all paying attention. 1 Samuel 25. That's what I want. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. Huh? Yeah. 1 Samuel. Y'all forgive me. Y'all notice who the first one was trying to stone me. It's the women. 1 Samuel 25. 1 Samuel 25. And we're going to pick it up at verse 2. 1 Samuel 25 and 2. You know, because I know some of these sisters, you know, they got brothers that don't believe, you know, but they taking care of the business, but they just refuse to serve the true and living God. But sisters, I'm telling you now, you just continue to serve your God and obey him. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. Who knows? You might convert. Or the Lord might